Hey guys, it's Clay from Clear Critique. Now that No Time to Die has been delayed again, I'd like to go through my list of the top 10 Bond title sequences. Not the action set pieces, which could be a separate video if you want, comment below, but the musical openings. I'm judging these based on the song, the visuals, how they fit together, and if possible, fit the film itself. Be sure to comment below with your own list as well. I'm really interested to see people's answers. So, let's get to it. In 10th place is Casino Royale. I was worried about putting this one in 10th because of how many people will stop the video now in disgust. I can't lie to myself, I'm not a huge fan of this sequence. The playing card motif is appropriate but cluttered and tacky. In regards to the song, I can hear it struggle to balance the Bond's sleekness and hard rock mania, and it feels awkward in a few places, especially the corny chorus. Also, it's too long. I can hear the angry clacking of keyboards, so I should mention that it still made the list because, number 1, it's way better than many of the other intros. Number 2, Chris Cornell was an awesome singer and shows off some of his chops here. And number 3, out of the films that set up a new Bond actor and direction, Casino's intro did the best at establishing what we had in store. Something a bit rougher and bruised up. So, despite my issues, it's still effective and makes the top 10. Next up is The Spy Who Loved Me. If any fans of Casino's intro are still here, I probably just enraged them further. Really? This cheesy love ballad tops it? And yeah, the images could be better here, most of which I can't show because there's so much nudity here. The sequence mostly comprises of women doing gymnastics against colored backgrounds, and I'll admit that I'm not fond of Bond themes that are essentially love songs, but this one succeeds where others fail because the melody is so damn catchy. I've watched all of these openings repeatedly for this video, and I keep finding myself replaying this one because the song is so well composed and performed. The visuals are efficient at best, but do fit the song because it's all an act of slow grace. And for someone who isn't a fan of ballads like this, to watch this so often, that gets a big thumbs up. Number 8 is The Living Daylights. This is gonna be quick, but as I mentioned in my Dalton comparison video, the images could be stronger here. The first half sports some interesting moments, particularly those aviator shades, but the latter half's water shots are pretty dull. Despite this, the neon-tinted colors match the song's energy, which, in all its campiness, is infectious. This is an intro you tip a tropical drink to while lounging in a beach chair. Sometimes we need that. Next up is You Only Live Twice. Well, this sequence is succinct. Yes, the climax does take place at a volcano lair. Thanks for the subtle hints. All joking aside, lava always looks good, so making that one's prerogative isn't the worst idea. The string refrain here is beautiful, a descending mix of melancholy and triumph. My only real issue with it is that it doesn't sound nearly as good on the twangy guitar. Still, Nancy Sinatra does a lovely job singing it, and her voice fits not just the 60s era Bond perfectly, but I'd argue could even work today. Classy prettiness, pretty class. You only live twice. Clear Critique. Okay, now we're cooking with gasoline. The visuals, which at first seem like a lazy fill-in, like, okay, let's just put some scenes of the movie on a chick. Okay, we're done. But for reasons I can't really articulate, they work pretty well. Maybe by showing so much of the film in the credits, it's telling you that you're about to watch a classic and it doesn't mind spoiling you. The amount of brass is a nice change of pace from previous intro songs. However, for me, what makes this so iconic is the pacing of the vocals. Listen to how she speeds up certain lines. He's the man with the Midas touch. This adds an unpredictability to the mix, as if the singer were performing to you live. Goldfinger isn't the best intro, but arrived to the screen guns blazing. Number 5 is Thunderball. I know I've focused on vocals a lot in this video, but oh my god does Tom Jones crush this one. The word thunder is in the name, so it's only fitting that he sing this as boisterously as he does. You may have noticed how many older Bond flicks relied on women in water, but considering Thunderball's plot, it makes sense here. It's also worth noting how the James Bond theme is effortlessly woven into the song.
That the fight is worth it all.
I generally prefer when women sing the theme song. It better carries that swanky hotel vibe, but spoilers, I guess. Tom Jones delivers my favorite one as a guy. Also, now that we're in the top 5, I should let you know that Dr. No is not making the list. The first third would, but I bet you forgot that this part is even in that sequence. More love should be given to the number 4 spot, License to Kill. The chorus has that 80s ascending soul pop sound, the kind that almost sounds inspirational, that is sung well and fits the time period, but slows down the song's swagger. And that intro and verse are hauling a lot of swagger. The hook is sublime, heavy, thudding notes that you can't not nod your head to. Also, up till now, James Bond intro visuals have been fairly serviceable, but here there's at least more effort on screen. The variety of colors is striking, shots don't drag on, the title card is badass. Cheesy? Oh yeah, but the best kind of cheese that the 80s gave us. In third place is Goldeneye. You're not going to be hearing a lot of complaints from here on out. So much of this opening works. The Russian symbols and statues serve as an appropriate backdrop. Tina Turner hits all the right sexy, raspy notes, and when she sings in the lower register, she instills a sense of confidence in the entire piece.
Feel his presence in the crowd.
And that's really the optimal word here. Confidence. What's the main theme? Just 4 very simple notes. Take that and build a solid, sleek track around it, and you have something that isn't hitting dramatic heights, as we'll see later, but doesn't need to. It's wonderful just the way it is. The best part for me is how it starts, transitioning from the explosion to the gun barrel. Light strings rise in the background, basic drum beat starts a rhythm, and those 4 straightforward notes keep plucking. The sparseness of its design draws us in. Goldeneye isn't the best on the list, but it's definitely the coolest. I know some people dislike or even loathe Skyfall, but I hope we can set the plot and controversial third act aside and focus just on this part, because man, this is fantastic. For starters, Skyfall contains the best visuals of all the opening credits. Many images foreshadow certain events but still work on an aesthetic level. The graphics look great, and the design team clearly had a blast brainstorming this because the sequence is bursting with creative ideas. And as a result, no section goes on too long, and we as viewers get to experience a wide array of color, lighting, and themes. As for the audio, I can't think of a more suitable modern vocalist for a 007 song than Adele, except for Amy Winehouse, which, by the way, was set to happen but just never came together. Such a shame. Anyway, Adele kills it. The track is very, very dramatic, but that fits the film's tone, and it gracefully moves from soft and tragic to its thunderous finale. These credits let you know that you're about to watch a work of art, professionally stitched together, and it set a high bar for the film to hit. Before doing my number 1, I should quickly mention the worst of the bunch. Quantum of Solace's theme song is misguided on all fronts. Making such a noisy, dissonant track a duet was mistake number 1, and mistake number 2 to infinity was pairing singers as incompatible as Jack White and Alicia Keys. I'd bet good money that they did not record this on the same day, and if they did, they probably did so without practicing together.
Oh shit!
Spectre looks awkward and boring, and the song is, well... Octopussy is NyQuil-flavored Ambien, and the man with the golden gun is the equivalent of a romantic comedy protagonist trying to walk. With that all said, here's my pick for the best James Bond title sequence. Number 1 is The World Is Not Enough. I haven't seen this one at the top of any of these kind of lists, and part of that I think is because it's kind of a strange opening. The World Is Not Enough's credits are orchestrated musically and visually to both seduce and repel you. The tone is sinister on the onset, featuring this black bubble and the eerie refrain. The lyrics focus on recklessness and greed, as if being sung to you by Electric King from the film, a libertine joyously bragging about her bad habits. Since the film is about an oil pipeline, all of the images, from backgrounds to silhouettes, comprise of oil spills. This is all effective stuff, but the true genius to me, and why it's number 1, is how perfectly the song, the visuals, and the film's themes line up. I mentioned this in my Bond comparison video, but the song sounds like oil. The words being sung drag into each other. The melodies are minor and dissonant. Yet what keeps all of this from just being negative or downright ugly is its seductive quality. Dark liquid has been used to mix seduction and danger before, and with the singer's raspiness, the female figures, and the fact that slowly changing liquid is fascinating to watch, we can't look away. In a sense, we're being lulled by something we shouldn't approach, just like Bond with Electric King in the film. Oil, seduction, power, danger, darkness, that's a lot going on for 3 minutes, and all of it melds perfectly. The World Is Not Enough's title sequence is an experimental, devious, trippy piece of art, and yet still feels very Bond, and without question, it's my number 1 pick for the best title sequence. So far. Well, that's my list. What's yours? Do you want to see any other Bond-themed videos? Comment below. If you want to support the channel, please share and subscribe, it really means a lot. Hit the bell for updates, and follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd. And as always, thanks for watching.